Republic Act 9275, Philippine Clean Water Act. Chapter 1, General Provision. Article 1, Declaration of Principle and Policies. Section 1, Short Title. This act shall be known as the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004. Section 2, Declaration of Policy. The state shall pursue a policy of economic growth in a manner consistent with the preservation and revival of the quality of our fresh, brackish, and marine waters. Article 2, Definition of Terms. Section 4, Definition of Terms. As used in this act, a qualifier means a layer of water bearing rock located underground that transmits water in sufficient quantity to supply pumping wells or natural springs. Aquatic life means all organisms living in fresh water, brackish and marine environment. Beneficial use means the use of environment of any element or segment thereof, conducive to public or private welfare, safety and health, and shall include, but not limited to, the use of water of domestic, municipal irrigation, power generation, fisheries, livestock raising, industrial, recreational, and other purposes. Chapter 2, Water Quality Management System. Article 1, General Provision. Section 5, Water Quality Management Area. Section 6, Management of Non-Attainment Areas. Section 7, Natural Sewerage and Seepage Management Program. Section 8, Domestic Sewage Collection, Treatment and Disposal. Section 9, National Water Quality Management Fund. Section 10, the Area Water Quality Management Fund. Section 12, Categories of Industry Sector. Article 2, Water Pollution Permits and Charge. Section 13, Wastewater Charge System. Section 14, Discharge Permit. Article 3, Financial Liability Mechanism. Section 15, Financial Liability for Environmental Rehabilitation. Section 16, Cleanup Operation. Section 17, Programmatic Environmental Impact Assessment. Section 18, Environmental Impact Assessment System, Programmatic Compliance with Water Quality Standards. Chapter 3, Institutional Mechanism. Section 19, Lead Agency. Section 20, Role of Local Government Unit. Section 21, Business and Industry Rule of Environmental Management. Section 22, Linkage Mechanism. Section 23, Requirement of Record Keeping, Authority for Entry to Premises and Access to Document. Chapter 4, Incentives and Rewards. Section 25, Rewards. Section 26, Incentive SIM. Chapter 5, Civil Liability, Penal Prevention. Section 27, Prohibited Act. Section 28, Fines, Damage and Penalties. Section 29, Administrative Sanction against non-compliance with the Water Quality Management Area Action Plan. Chapter 6, Action. Section 30, Administrative Action. Without procedures to the right of any affected person by an administrative action, the department shall within instance, or upon verified compliance by any person, institute administrative proceeding in the proper forum against any person who violates. Chapter 7, Final Prevention. Section 31, Appropriation. Section 32, Implementing Rules and Regulation. Section 33, Joint Congressional Oversight Committee. Section 34, Repealing Clause. Section 35, Separativity Clause. Section 36, Effectivity. Republic Act Number 9003, Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. What is solid waste? The term solid waste means material such as household garbage, food waste, yard waste, and demolition of construction debris. Solid waste are waste that are not liquid or gases. Solid waste are all discharged solid waste from municipal, industrial, and agricultural activities. Declaration of policies. Ensure the protection of public health and environment. Ensure the proper segregation, collection, transport, storage, treatment, and disposal of solid waste through the formulation and adoption of the best environmental practices and ecological waste management excluding inheration, encourage greater private sector participant in solid waste management, encourage cooperation and self-regulation among waste generation to the application of market-based instruments. Chapter 2. Institutional Mechanism. National Solid Waste Management Commission. There is hereby established a National Solid Waste Management Commission, hereinafter referred to as the Commission under the Office of the President. The Commission shall be composed of 14 members from the government sector, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Department of Interior and Local Government, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Public Works and Highways, Department of Health, Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Agriculture, Metro Manila Development Authority, League of Provincial Governors, League of City Mayors, League of Municipal Mayors, Association of Barangay Council, Technical Education and Skill Development Authority, Philippine Information Agency. The 3 members from the private sector. The private sector shall be represented by the following: a representative from non-government organization whose principal pursuit is to promote recycling and the protection of air and water quality, a representative from the recycling industry, and a representative from the manufacturing or packaging industry. Section 7. The National Ecology Center. There shall be established a National Ecology Center under the Commission which shall provide consulting, information, training, and networking service for the implementation and prevention of this act. In this regard, it shall be performed the following function: facilitate training and educating in integrated ecological solid waste management, establish and manage a solid waste management information database in coordination with the DTI and other concerned agencies, a solid waste generation and management technique, as well as a management technical operational approach to resource recovery, are the professor recyclers of the less of the material being recycled or both by them and their respective prices. Promote the development of recycling, market to the establishment of the National Recycling Network that will enhance the opportunity to recycle. Provide or facilitate expert assistance in pilot modeling of solid waste material management facilities. Develop, test, and disseminate model, waste minimizing and reduction, auditing procedures for evaluating options. Section 10. Rule of LGUs in solid waste management. Pursuant to relevant provision of Republic Act No. 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code, the LGUs shall be primarily responsible for the implementation and enforcement of the provision of this Act within their respective jurisdiction. Section 11. Provincial Solid Waste Management Board. A Provincial Solid Waste Management Board shall be established in any province, be chaired by the Governor. Its members shall be include all mayors, Sangguniang Panlalawigan, PENRO, Provincial Health Officer, Recycling Industry, NGO, Congressional Representative, Manufacturing Industry, Provincial Engineer, Concerned Government Agency. Section 12. City and Municipal Solid Waste Management. The City of the Municipal Solid Waste Management Board shall be composed of the city or municipal mayor as head of the following as members: Sangguniang Panglungsod, LMB President, Chairperson Sangguniang Kabataan, Concerned Government Agency, NGO, Recycling Industry, Manufacturing Industry. Chapter 3. Comprehensive Solid Waste Management. Section 16. Local Government Solid Waste Management Plan. The province, city, or municipality, through its local solid waste management board, shall prepare its respective 10-year solid waste management plans, consistent with the National Solid Waste Management Framework. Section 21. Mandatory segregation of solid waste. The LGUs shall evaluate alternative rules for the public and private sector in providing collection service, type of collection system, or combination of systems that best meet their needs. Section 37. Provision against the use of open dams for solid waste. No open dams shall be established and operated, nor any practice or disposal of solid waste by any person, including LGUs, which constitute the use of open dams for solid waste, be allowed after effectivity of this Act. Chapter 4. Incentives. Section 45. Incentives. Reward, monetary or otherwise, shall be provided to individuals, private organizations, and entities, including non-government organizations, that have undertaking, understanding, and initiative project, technologies, processes, and techniques of active and reuse, recycling, and reduction. An incentive scheme is hereby provided for the purpose of encouraging LGUs, enterprises, or private entities, including NGOs, to develop or undertake an effective solid waste management or actively participate in any program geared toward promotion thereof, as provided of this Act. Chapter 5. Financing Solid Waste Management. Section 46. Solid Waste Management Fund. The Act provided a special account in the National Treasury called the Solid Waste Management Fund. This will be sourced from the fines and penalties imposed, procedure permitted, alliance, donation, endowments, grant contribution, and amount allocated annual the Annual Linear Appropriation Act. Chapter 6. Penal Provision. Section 47. Prohibited Act. The following acts are prohibited: littering, throwing, dumping of waste matters in public places, such as road, sidewalk, canal, interiors of park, an establishment, or closing the permit of the same, undertaking activities, or operating, collecting, or transporting equipment in violation of sanitation operation and other requirement or permits set for the established pursuant to this Act. The open burning of solid waste, causing or permitting the collection of non-segregated or unsorted waste, secreting in open dams and landfills, open dams, burying or biodegradable or non-biodegradable material in prone areas, authorized removal or recyclable matters intended for collection by authorized person. Section 48. Prohibited Act. The following are prohibited: the mixing of source separated recyclable material which are other solid waste in any vehicle box, container, receptacle used in solid waste collection or disposal, establishment or operation of open dams as enjoined in this Act or close of the said dams, the manufacture, distribution, or use of non-environmentally acceptable packaging material, importation of consumer product package in non-environmentally acceptable material, information of toxic waste, serpented, recyclable, or the with recyclable content, transport and dumping in bulk of collected domestic, industrial, commercial, and institutional waste in area other than the centers or facilities prescribed under this Act. The constitutional an establishment within the 200 meters from open dams or controlled dams or sanitary landfills. Section 49. Fines and Penalties. Any person who violates Section 48, Part 2 and 3, shall upon conviction be punished with a fine of not less than 300 pesos but not more than 1,000 pesos, or imprisonment not less than 1 day or not more than 15 days, or both. Any person who violates Section 48, Part 4, 5, and 6, and 7, shall upon conviction be punished with fine not less than 1,000 pesos but not more than 3,000 pesos, or imprisonment or not less than 15 days but not more than 6 months, or both. Any person who violates Section 48, 8, 9, 10, and 11 for the first time shall, upon conviction, may a fine of 500,000 pesos plus amount of not less than 5% but not more than 10% of his net annual income during this previous year. Any person who violates Section 48, 12, and 13 shall, upon conviction, be punished with a fine not less than 10,000 pesos but not more than 200,000 pesos, or imprisonment of not less than 30 days but not more than 3 years, or both. Any person who violates Section 48, Part 14, 15, and 16 shall upon conviction be punished with a fine not less than 100,000 pesos, but not more than 1,000,000 pesos, or imprisonment not less than 1 year, but not more than 6 years or both.